Everything I review on this channel is from my own personal collection. I shop at the same places you do, and I pay the same prices you do. Nobody knows I have a YouTube channel, and that's the way I like it. I want to be nobody. I want to be everybody. And I don't want to be treated special because I've got a channel. Part of that is I don't want to receive free things with the intention that I will give a positive review back. So everything you see on my channel also is going to be a positive review. I only do reviews of things I can recommend. I don't want to spend any time making any reviews where I slam a product or a service. The reviews on this channel will seem generally promotional in nature, and that's because they're things I believe in and that I use myself. Because of that, I want to tell you about them. If there are any products that I receive that I feel don't live up to expectations or aren't worth the price paid, then you won't hear anything from me. In fact, I might send something to the manufacturer telling them what the problem was, and that will be the end of it. So that's the case with what's been happening right recently. I've done a couple of reviews recently on pocket pens, specifically titanium pocket pens that were well received by y'all, and I appreciate that. But I'd planned on reviewing 2 more pens, and neither one of them lived up to my expectations, and I felt like they weren't worth the money I paid for them. The first one was about $105 or $6 US or 100 euros. And although it was a lovely pen and it worked really well as far as writing is concerned, and it had really great construction, the cap came off while you were writing, and that's just a no-starter for me, especially with a pocket pen, because pocket pens have to be posted, and with the cap coming off, that just makes it impossible to write with. The other one was even more expensive, about 160 US dollars or 150 euros. And the problem with that pen was, well, a couple of things, but the most important one was that it took 4 complete twists to uncap it, and then to use it you have to screw down the cap to post it, and that was another 4 full turns. So to give you a comparison, here's the Kaweco. This is 1 turn and then about a quarter, and that's all there is. And then to post it, you just simply push it down and you're ready to go. But imagine doing 4 twists. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you turn it around, and then you have 4 more twists. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you spin it around, and then you can start writing. For an everyday carry pen, no, that's just not going to work, and I don't know why they were thinking that that would work. Some might argue that uncapping and posting a fountain pen is part of fountain pen ownership, and I'd say yes, I agree with that. But that applies more to desk pens than it does to everyday carry. If you look at everyday carry items that are outside of the fountain pen world, you should, first of all. And then secondly, you'll see that most of them are not threaded caps as far as the pens are concerned. One of the biggest options out there right now are the bolt action pens, which are very close to the clickables. With those prices and the flaws that those 2 pens had, I passed on doing a review. However, I bring with me 3 examples of pens that I will suggest that maybe you want to take a look at, and they come in at 3 different price points. Before I begin, I want to delineate between what I think of as an EDC pen or everyday carry pen and a pocket pen. Pocket pens are small, obviously, so they can fit in your pocket. Some think that they need to be heavy and some think they need to be light. I could go either way, it doesn't really matter to me. The Kaweco Sport is a good example of a light one, and we also have looked at the Gravitas Dinky, which kind of fits into the medium range, especially for its size. If this was the same size as Kaweco Sport, it would definitely feel a lot heavier. And then we have the Namasu Pocket Nova, or Nova Pocket, and this definitely fits into the heavy range. Now, this one is titanium, and then this one is aluminum. That is for pocket pens. Now, Pocket pens and EDC pens overlap quite a bit. I would go as far as saying that every pocket pen is an EDC pen, but not every EDC pen is a pocket pen. So we're going to be looking at two pocket pens. One of them's kind of on the fence there a little bit about being a pocket pen, but all three of them are EDC pens. So let's take a look at those. The first one is one that I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about today because I'm going to go do a deep dive of that next month. And this will be one of my largest, longest, and most in-depth reviews. And that is the Pilot Capless or Pilot Vanishing Point. Another thing about that review is it's also going to be my biggest giveaway yet, both in terms of the number of pens I'm going to give away and the dollar value, total dollar value that I'm giving away. So we're going to be giving away 8 pens next month, 8 pens in one video, and we have more than one video next month. So this is the Pilot Vanishing Point, also called the Capless in Japan. And it is a great EDC pen, but as you can tell, it's not necessarily a pocket pen, unless you have large pockets or wear overalls, something like that. There are two defining features of the Vanishing Point and the Capless. First of all, it's a retractable nib, meaning that you click it out and then you can retract it back in. So remember those 8 twists that you had to do. This is more like what I would consider to be an EDC pen. It's ready to go when you need it, and it is ready to stow when you don't. That is a huge thing for me when it comes to EDC. It's got to be ready, on the ready all the time. And the other thing about this pen is that it has an 18 karat gold nib, which is pretty amazing for this price point. They've had a lot of time to refine this pen, but they really haven't had to do many changes over the years. This isn't the latest iteration of the Capless and Vanishing Point, but it's pretty close. The patent for it, though, has expired, and so there are some knockoffs. And we will talk about the knockoffs and the quality of those in that other video. The Pilot, Capless, and Vanishing Point come in a whole bunch of colors. So if this color doesn't strike your fancy, there are plenty of others to choose from. Some have this silver trim, some have gold trim, and others have black trim, both in matte and a kind of a high polish. The MSRP on the Pilot Vanishing Point might turn some people off, and that's $220 US. However, don't let that stop you because the Vanishing Point is never sold at MSRP. The street price, which is the price that pretty much everybody is, there's a tacit agreement to charge, and that is $176 US at current. These are Japanese pens, not Chinese pens, obviously, so you won't be impacted by the upcoming tariffs in the United States. This is not the Vanishing Point, this is a Capless, and the only difference between the two is the packaging that they come in. If you get a Capless outside of Japan, it is a gray market pen, and that means the price is even lower. So you can pay less than $100 for an authentic Pilot Capless. This particular one, I got even less than that, so it's less than $75 for this one. I really think if you shop around, you can find a good deal on Pilot Capless Vanishing Point retractable pens. This next pen holds a special place in my heart because it was one of my first fountain pens. It wasn't the very first, but it was very close after that. And it was one of the first ones I spent more than $100 on. And that is the Pilot Elite, or outside of Japan, it's the Pilot E95S. I find it very pocketable, especially because it's so light, so slender, and so small. It's diminutive in all of its aspects. One thing that is really interesting about this pen is once you uncap it, you'll see a beautiful, large 14 karat nib, or 585 if you're not in North America. And it is a wonderful, wonderful writer. Continuing to post it, however, and it becomes a full-size pen. And just to give you a comparison about the size of this compared to another pen that you might be familiar with, let's take a look at the TWSBI 580. Capped, it is almost exactly the same size. If we remove the cap on the TWSBI, then it's quite a bit larger. Now, I don't think most people use the TWSBI 580 posted. It becomes unwieldy. It's a little too long. It's strangely balanced. I mean, look at this. That's just too long. Not only that, but it is on the knob, which activates the piston filler. I don't think most people use it that way. I know I don't. But look at the size of that. It is very comfortable to write with, unless, like me, you have some arthritis in your knuckles and it's getting tougher to use smaller items, which is the real reason I wound up giving this pen away originally. I gave it to a very dear friend of mine who uses it and loves it, but then I got jealous after a while and wound up purchasing another one. The Pilot Elite or E95S only comes in two colorways that I know. This black one here, which is sort of a piano black, and also another one which is maroon or burgundy. The MSRP isn't much less than the Pilot Vanishing Point or capless. It's $200 US. But again, you shouldn't ever find it for sale at that. You'll always wind up paying at the most the street price, which is $160. That's what I found it for sale at most of the stores where I looked for this pen. With regards to both the capless Vanishing Point and the Elite ES95S, Pilot never goes on sale. They don't allow that with their retailers. If you do ever find one like I found this one here for less than the street price, it's probably because it's a gray market. Now, I can tell that this particular one is a gray market because it came branded as Elite, not E95S. Because this one is gray market, I wind up paying only about $100 for it. And for me, it's definitely worth it. This is, by the way, a cartridge converter pen. I don't have either in it right now, and I can't do a writing test. But the nib is just so wonderful, so smooth, and large. I mean, look how large it is. The feed also is perfectly tuned to this pen. So the Pilot ES95 or E95S or the Elite, definitely another pen that I would recommend you look at for EDC. This next pen is one of the newest ones in my collection, and I was pretty amazed by how much I enjoyed it. This is also, I think, a newer pen for the brand, not maybe their newest, but it could be close to the newest, and that is the Hongdian M2. Now, this one is obviously taking some styling cues from the Kaweco Sport. Both of them are aluminum, and it has a really great clip that I like. It's hinged and very springy. You can even activate it from this end here. It has a nice little medallion up here and just kind of rounded off at this end. To uncap it, it's 1.5 turns, and then to post it, it is just dropping in there, and it is very secure posting for a cheapish, I guess, fountain pen. When I purchased this, I wasn't sure I was going to like it, but it showed up. I looked at it and gave it a writing sample and then used it for a few days, and then I wound up purchasing another one because I liked it so much. Not only because I liked it so much, but because it's only about $18. Right now, I saw a coupon available on Mega Online Retailer, which brings it down to about $16. So that is pretty incredible price. Now, these pens are made in China, so within a couple of weeks, starting February 1st, there's going to be a tariff applied to Chinese goods coming to the United States. And once the supplies of these Hongdian M2s have been depleted and they have to be imported, the price will no doubt be going up. This is another pen that I think you should look at, but you should look at it fairly quickly if you wanted to save a couple of dollars. I would put it right up there with the Kaweco Sport as far as the quality is concerned, the writing experience, and the overall aesthetics. So the Hongdian M2, another pen I think is worthy to have a look at. All right, so the giveaway for this video is one of these two pens. Well, the winner of the giveaway will be able to choose their own color out of 8 available colors and out of 3 nib sizes, which are extra fine, fine, and medium. So if you want to be included in the giveaway, please just comment with the keyword pocket, and I will automatically include you in the giveaway. The giveaway will be announced on Valentine's Day, February 14th. And I will be announcing a whole bunch of winners for other contests as well. Well, that's all I have for you this time. If you like my content and you want me to keep making it, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you like the video, please like the video. And don't forget to put your comment down below with the keyword pocket to be entered to win the contest. I appreciate all the comments that people have been giving and the encouragement. It really does keep me going. Thanks so much, and keep writing.